As the world mourns Pope Francis, history's most secretive transfer of power begins. White smoke, the path to a new pope, guides you through this momentous transition. We explain exactly what happens next, leading to the dramatic conclave vote. Learn how each ritual unfolds, what each tradition means, and why these ancient ceremonies still matter today. Follow along as the throne of St. Peter stands empty and a new chapter in church history begins. White Smoke, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know what a group of flamingos is called? That's just one of thousands of facts you'll discover on 5 daily trivia questions. Hi, I'm Mark Ellison. Join me every weekday for 5 mind-expanding questions about everything from ancient history to modern technology. Perfect for impressing friends or dominating your next pub quiz. 5 daily trivia questions. And the answer, a group of flamingos, is called a flamboyance. 5 daily trivia questions.
Caloroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 Good News Christmas stories, and this one's perfect for pet lovers. Who says Santa's just for humans? Well, Chewy certainly doesn't think so. They've brought back Chewy Claws for another year of making pets' holiday wishes come true. Now, here's how it works. If you've got a pet, whether they have paws, claws, fins, or wings, you can help them write to Chewy Claws through December 20th. Just head to Chewy's website and you can pick from their gift options or write out any special wishes your furry or feathered friend might have. But here's the really good part. For every letter sent to Chewy Claws, they're donating 1 pound of food to their nonprofit partners, up to 600,000 pounds. And get this, your pet can even choose to skip their gift and send an extra pound of food to pets in need instead. How cool is that? Since this started last year, more than 500,000 pets have written in asking for treats and toys. But you know what keeps showing up on thousands of wish lists? A wish for all shelter pets to find homes. That really got to them. Here's what Chewy's chief brand officer, Orlena Jung, said. When we received thousands of letters from pets asking for homes, we knew we had to help. There's no better way to celebrate the season than by uniting pets with loving families. Julie Castle from Best Friends Animal Society said, as we head into the winter holidays, shelters and rescue organizations across the country are filled with adoptable dogs and cats that deserve loving homes. We can't think of a better time of year than the holiday season to make a pet's wish for a loving home come true. This next one made me laugh. We've got another celebrity Christmas song, folks, but this one's a little different. Diane Keaton has just released her first holiday single. It's called First Christmas. Well, let's just say it's not exactly Jingle Bells, and it's about not spending Christmas with your loved one. Keaton told Metro Canada back in 2014 that she'd always had this dream of being a nightclub singer. She said, I had a fantasy of being a nightclub singer that I carried through even into my early 20s. She even took voice lessons for years. She admits she has a very small voice and she's aware of the limitations. But you know what? She doesn't care. She told them, I love music. I love singing ballads and sad songs. It's just so much fun. You know how sometimes you try to do the right thing and it doesn't quite work out? Well, that's what happened with their Market Square Christmas tree this year. See, they decided to go local this year. Well, let's just say the locals weren't exactly thrilled. Some folks told the BBC it was small and disappointing. Ouch. Sonia Taylor, who's in charge of managing the market buildings, tried to stay positive about it. She said, it's slightly disappointing. It's not as tall as the tree we had last year. However, we should accept that this tree was grown locally. But here's where it gets funny. Instead of just living with their shorter tree, they came up with a solution that's kind of brilliant in a why didn't we think of this before way. They're putting it on a platform. I love what some of the locals had to say about it. This guy Roberto told the BBC, it's lovely to just see decoration, but it's important for next year to improve. I'll be curious to see how the town officials will overreact next Christmas. White smoke. The path to a new pope explores humanity's most elaborate and secretive transfer of power, a process now unfolding following the death of Pope Francis. This series reveals the hidden rituals, ancient traditions, and behind-the-scenes drama of papal transition. As the Catholic world enters this solemn period of mourning and anticipation, join us in witnessing how the Church has perfected this sacred process over 2,000 years, and what happens in these crucial days when the throne of St. Peter stands empty. White Smoke brings listeners inside the conclave that will determine who will succeed Pope Francis and lead the church into its next chapter. White Smoke, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can get this podcast completely ad-free right now. If you're on Apple, just click the banner that says Uninterrupted Listening, and you'll get your first month free. If you use Spotify or other podcast players, go to caloroga.com/plus. It's just $5 a month, and you'll get access to over 20 premium shows with no interruptions. Binge listen to new series like the political thriller Acting President, Signal Lost, where military secrets land on the wrong phone, and Pager Protocol, the thriller about exploding pagers in the wrong hands. Plus, enjoy daily shows like Palace Intrigue about the royal family, daily comedy news, and 5 daily trivia questions to test your knowledge, and White Smoke, taking you behind the scenes at what's happening right now at the Vatican. You also get all our hot shows like 5 Good News Stories. Enjoy your favorite content without any ad breaks. Remember, Apple users click the Uninterrupted Listening banner for your free first month, and everyone else head to caloroga.com/plus. Get ad-free listening today.
This new version of Do They Know It's Christmas is actually creating controversy. When Bob Geldof first put this together back in 1984, it raised $15 million for Ethiopian famine relief in just 1 year. Since then, they've redone it 3 more times with different artists in 89, 2004, and 2014. But this new anniversary version, it's stirring up quite a conversation. Ed Sheeran, who sang on the 2014 version, isn't too happy. He posted on Instagram that nobody asked if they could use his voice this time around. He said, "Had I had the choice, I would have respectfully declined the use of my vocals." The song sparked some interesting responses. Rapper Fuse ODG has even released his own charity song called We Know It's Christmas, with all profits going to community projects across Africa. Bob Geldof standing by the original, though. He told the Times of London, "This little pop song has kept millions of people alive." He points out there are still 600 million hungry people in the world and says they're going to keep trying to help however they can. You know how some people get really particular about their Christmas trees? Well, Camilla Luddington from Grey's Anatomy takes it to a whole new level. On her podcast with Jessica Capshaw, she admitted, "I'm ferocious about getting a tree. I like a very specific shape, a very specific needle." And get this, she says she goes around smelling, touching, and whispering to it like an insane person. She even calls it a military operation. Her poor husband, fellow actor Matthew Allen, has to stand there rotating trees while she inspects them from every possible angle. It got so stressful that she finally threw in the towel and bought a fake tree, as she puts it. "That bad boy sits in our very cozy garage," she says before making the switch. "I would literally be on the floor like I had a nervous breakdown." And if you think that's something, wait till you hear about her Thanksgiving disaster. Being from the UK, she didn't grow up with Thanksgiving traditions, which led to a pretty memorable mishap. She tried cooking a turkey for her friends, but she says, "I gave food poisoning that year to everyone that had turkey. I'm not kidding. I've never given food poisoning to anybody before, but people were throwing up that night." What's the good news there, John? Well, she didn't have you over for dinner. And those are your 5 Good News Christmas stories for today. Have a great day.